Hello. I actually forgot to cut on my light. I'm sorry, y'all. Not cool. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Textures Hair Care page and YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in for those of you who are jumping on. I want to first just say thank you guys for following my Facebook and Instagram page and subscribing on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, please make sure you do so. The link is in my bio on all pages. And then it's the subscribe button, obviously, is right below on YouTube. So make sure that you do that. Today we're going to talk, since it's affected us all. So I want to go ahead and share this video really quick on Facebook. Sorry, guys, because otherwise, just to make sure I am send you guys individual requests. I don't know why something was going on, so I'm gonna actually cut my phone off, because last time I had my phone up and live and it messed up the video. So we're not doing that today. We're going to be clear on our camera. All right. So today's hair talk topic is about hair after chemo. And I want to talk through all hair loss, but basically about the hair and what happens to it after you've undergone chemotherapy. It basically is a transition for a lot of people. And I know that I have a few clients who have gone through the process, and their idea of it and what they've said is they've lost their self-esteem because of it. You know, your hair is your crown and your glory. It's probably the one thing that you feel like makes you, creates your face, your look. And so when you lose it, I can only imagine what happens when it's gone and you have to cope with that loss and then it growing back. So the first thing I want to talk about is why you actually experience it. So basically what chemotherapy does is it attacks all of the cancerous cells. However, during that process, it doesn't know to weed out some of the cells that are not necessarily affected by the cancer. Some people have cells that are completely attacked. All of their cells are attacked. So the chemotherapy is basically taking over and trying to heal the body, and also trying to get rid of what's there that is cancerous. So it's really strong. And basically when it's attacking those cells, it's attacking everything. And so you're going to lose hair, and not only just your head, it's going to go on your eyebrows, underarms, your arms, legs, anywhere that you possibly could have hair, you could experience hair loss. So that doesn't mean that all chemotherapy treatments make you lose hair, because not all of them do. A lot of times you will have some therapy that is not strong enough. It may have, you may have little patches and things like that. But a lot of times they tell you to ask your doctor what level of therapy you're on, to make sure that you know what to expect. So give me 1 second, because I am going to have to turn on this light so I'm not dark. It's getting ready to rain here, and I feel the my little natural light went away. So sorry about that. I didn't mean to walk away from the camera, but okay. So one of the things that I just wanted to talk through was the health and state of your hair after chemotherapy. So what happens is usually about 2 to 4 weeks into your treatment, you're going to start to see some loss. So a lot of times you'll see people, if you have loved ones that you've met or that are going through it, or if you have people that you know that are going through it, they tend to maybe like shave their head off or shave their hair off and cut their hair down to a really low cut, just so that it's less of a transition in between when they start to really lose their hair. And so that's one of the things that they suggest that you do. That way it's not such a like, oh my God, my hair is coming out. But for some people, it's not, it's a little bit more rapid than it is for you to just go ahead and like cut your hair and prepare for it. So it's an adjustment. There are a couple of things that I was reading about that says, that when your hair starts to fall out, the things that you need to be aware of is that you basically have to change your approach to shampooing your hair, to how you would brush and comb your hair. It's going to be a lot different. And so that's why you see a lot of people just go ahead and buzz it off. That way you don't have to worry about trying to manipulate any hair, because your scalp is extremely sensitive. And the reason why it's extremely sensitive is, like I said, the chemotherapy is attacking those cells, but it's also basically the layers of skin that you have that it's attacking. It's making it so that it's basically getting down to those nerve endings within your dermis. You have a layer of skin, and then you have the epidermis, which is your protective layer, and then your dermis is where it houses all of your nerves and cells and blood flow. And so once you've stripped that first layer, it's extremely sensitive because now you're getting down to the nerve. So one of the things they tell you is to not have, if you're going to wear hats and scarves and things, to make sure they're satin lined, and that it's soft, especially when you start to wear wigs. So then we'll talk. So then I want to also tell you that it's not, the hair loss process is not like permanent. It is temporary. It will grow back. And what most studies show that after about 6 or so weeks, you'll start to see some hair growth back, and it's not going to come back the same way. Your texture is going to change. Some people, their hair is like baby soft when it grows back. Some people's hair comes back gray, which only lasts temporarily. There are some things you can do to prevent the gray coming in. But some of the things I'm going to read you some of the things that they list as you start to get your hair back. And I'm sorry, as somebody who, I pride myself on natural products and trying to use natural things, especially in my hair and my daughter's hair and my clients. Some of these things is like, if I already underwent a chemical therapy, why would I put more chemicals in my hair? But so basically what's going to happen is your texture may change once it starts to grow back. You may experience, like, if you had really thick curly hair, maybe it comes in thin and curly, or thin and straight. If you didn't really have curly hair, maybe now you have curly hair. Now, that doesn't mean the texture is going to stay. It may only be temporary. I know for my aunt, hers came in like this baby soft wave. It was really pretty, but then after a while you were like, what's going on with your hair? Because it changes, like it doesn't stay the same. And so a lot of things that they tell you to do is, again, crazy. So one of the things I'm just going to go through, there is no preventing this from happening at all. It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do. Some advertisements that I've seen has been like this skin cream that can slow down the process. Just seriously, just let it happen. One thing that some people have said though, after your hair has started to grow back and you've done with treatments and all of that, is a scalp cooling cap. And I don't know how much these things are, but I can only imagine. I think that once you get to that point, there are things that you do need to do to heal your scalp. Sorry, this shirt. To heal your scalp, and cooling it is a very good idea. I don't know again about the caps and how much they cost, but I'm pretty sure that they're probably expensive. And I would just do like a nice like cool towel in between trying to treat your hair. And then one of the other things is Rogaine. I know that it's a proven system and that people have experienced hair growth on it, but I feel like if you've already gone through being sick, having probably a very aggressive chemotherapy, why go through putting yourself through Rogaine? So for that reason, I wanted to mention that because I just felt like it's probably one of those things where um, you may want to look into other things. And I'm actually going to talk about some other things that you can do to help the regrowth process and to treat your scalp. The focus should be on rebuilding, re-strengthening your scalp and hair. And so, not quickly getting to it. And I know that we live in a society where we want things quick, but I just, this is very important and to me to talk about. And the reason why I decided, twofold, because the reason why I decided to do this was, one, it was a suggested topic on our post. And then the other reason is because I've seen so many people do just crazy stuff. I want you guys to be healthy and know that the journey that you went on during this chemotherapy process was like life altering. So to me, it seems like you would want to change the way you do something healthy instead of going to get chemical processes. And in our culture, speaking African American culture, we tend to want to grab the first piece of hair quickly. And I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't do that. Number one, you should, at this point, baby your hair. And I say that just like when you have a child and they first come out and their hair, some kids are born with hair. My youngest was born with a head full of hair, but it's fragile, and kids get cradle cap and sometimes they lose their hair. Your hair is going through the same process because your scalp is trying to strengthen. It's almost like you're a baby again, and you're trying to grow that hair and to nurture that hair in the scalp. And so what you want to do is not brush your hair as often with hard brushes. This is now a time to, if you're going to wear wigs, no glue, getting caps that are satin, making sure that you are now taking care of your scalp and massaging your scalp and using some natural oils that help grow your hair. And we're going to talk about some of the ones that do. Gentle shampoos at this point need to be used because your scalp again is going through a transition. And I know that some people say, well, um, oh my, it's a little bit itchier than normal because your hair is starting to grow back and this and that. And so, sorry guys, wait, something on my eye. Don't overdo it is the point that I wanted to make, especially when you're talking about trying to heal. So, and then be patient. Be patient with your hair. Make sure that you're taking care of your health. Drink a lot of water, eat almonds, bananas, add avocado if you like avocado. Those are all good things to help you to grow your hair. I'm just going to give you a quick timeline. And this I got from medicalnewstoday.com. Basically, it says that the timeline after chemotherapy to grow your hair is 2 to 3 weeks. You get the light, fuzzy hair starts to form, and that's what I call like your baby hair. Just a little peach fuzz that starts. And then 1 to 2 months, thicker hair begins to grow. And believe me, everybody is different. So you could experience this like in the 2 to 3 week mark, but I wouldn't say that it happens often that you would experience the thick hair beginning to come in. It usually is light fuzz, then it starts to get thicker. And it's 2 to 3 months. It says 1 inch of hair may have grown. 6 months, 2 to 3 inches. By 12 months, 4 to 6 inches have grown. I personally would say, and I've seen people do this, where they start to color their hair and get braids and do all of these different things like at month 2 and 3. And it's not a good idea for the sake of your hair is still trying to heal. And when you start to do stuff like manipulating the color of your hair and getting heavy weaves and braids and things like that, you're basically putting pressure and tension on hair that is trying to grow back. So, I think especially in the African American community, that's one thing that has really bothered me. And I had a client that, or someone who was a potential client, she actually ended up not getting her hair done because I refused to do. You just came off of a process and your hair's still growing back. And I'm a natural hairstylist, so I do braids and weaves and stuff like that. But I'm not going to give you that knowing what you just went through and what your hair is still going through. And I think for our culture, we tend to want it quick. We want to weave. We want hair. We want length. We want to experience hair on our shoulders. We want to look a certain way, and that's great. I suggest getting a weave. And the most amazing thing about wigs that look like your hair, that can give you a little bit of length, bob, you name it, and they, have that real look to them, that you don't have to do all of these things to manipulate your hair. I think you should wait at least, I say at least 10 months to a year before you really start to put these heavy things on your hair and, braids and weaves and manipulating your hair, especially coloring it. So now I just want to give you an idea of some examples of things that you can use, especially shampoo. One of my favorites, and it's the Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 hemp. This is the unscented one, but you can get the peppermint kind. There's lavender. I want to say there's vanilla. I'm not sure exactly, but this is really good and gentle, and it's light, and you can add some natural oils to it. And if you're gonna add water, I suggest adding distilled water, not your faucet water, just because it's a little bit better for your hair. You can also add like aloe vera juice to that. And I love to add a little bit of aloe. So, okay, we're going to talk about some of the oils that stimulate hair growth. And I've always told people that I know that are either going through some type of hair loss, like shedding, or even through after chemotherapy, and they're trying to grow their hair back, to now is the time to just like love on your scalp, massage it, take these, some oils and just, put not a lot, but just enough on there and just really rub the hair and then leave it alone. Like no manipulation at all. So one of my favorites, well, two of my favorites, is castor oil and tea tree oil. They both stimulate the scalp. Tea tree, it soothes the scalp. It also helps to regrow the hair. In the process, it's like a stimulator within itself. Just by itself, you just rub it on your hair. It's just that cooling effect that you get from peppermint and tea tree oil is absolutely amazing. Peppermint oil is on here too. Another one that I wasn't even aware that it does this, but pumpkin seed oil, I know that it helps to heal the scalp. And a lot of times if you see products that are like a sulfur 8 or something like that, but not a sulfur 8, because I don't know if it has this in there, but products that are like natural that are for like healing on the scalp, if you have abrasions or things like that, it usually has some form of a pumpkin seed oil in there. Awesome, right? It soothes irritation to the scalp, and it also protects the cuticles. That probably is the most important benefit for pumpkin seed hair, and for someone who's going through or has gone through radiation that wants to regrow their hair. You want to secure your cuticles. That's another reason why I said when you start trying to manipulate your hair and pulling and all the tension, it's just not good. Avocado oil, eating avocado, taking an actual avocado and using it as a conditioner is great as well. You can take avocado and add some other natural oils and just put it all over your head and let it sit 20-30 minutes. It's amazing. Primrose oil, which promotes growth, but it also improves the hair texture. And I thought this was really an important oil to mention, because I just told you before that chemotherapy can, when you start to grow your hair back, your texture is a little funky, in the beginning. And in some instances, some people think, oh, I didn't have curly hair, now I have curly hair, but it helps to improve the texture of your hair. And so that, could be something that will really help to stimulate the hair growth. And I'm going to give you a suggestion on a nice hair growth oil. If you mix these together, it's like, yes. Black seed oil, hemp oil, grape seed oil, and mustard oil are all oils that help to promote growth. Now, if I were going to make, and I probably will do this, if I were going to make a hair growth oil, which I have one in my product line, but it does not have these products in it. It has a different variation. But if I were going to put together something for someone who is going or has gone through chemo and is trying to regrow their hair, I would do castor oil, tea tree, primrose, black seed oil, and almond oil. And I don't think I said almond oil, but almond oil helps to improve the scalp's health. It's going to actually help to rebuild the scalp. So use essential oils to give you some, a nice good smell, because most of the oils either don't have a smell, or in the case of mustard seed oil, have kind of a funky smell. So you can add some good essential oils like, I wouldn't do peppermint because peppermint is a little bit overpowering, but maybe like lemon, grapefruit, peel, orange extract, vanilla. There's a lot of different ones that you can play with that you could make it, smell really good. So this was a kind of a short but kind of long video, but I felt the need to talk about this because I, again, have friends who have been affected. I've seen a few people who are either going through the hair growth, regrowth process, or have, gone through it. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand that after this harsh therapy, that you need to focus on the overall health of your body and your hair. And it's important to know why your body is going through these changes. It's also important for you as a friend or family member who's seeing someone go through it, why they're going through this and what the cause of it is, and how you can maybe educate them on what they should do, how they should treat their hair, things that they can do to help regrow their hair. So my suggestion is less manipulation, stimulating the scalp through massage, using hair growth oils that are all natural that will help to grow the hair. There are some oils in the store. One is called Grow. That one is the good one. I think the other one is like wild growth oil or something like that. I don't use them because, again, I use natural, all natural oils. That I leave your hair alone and allow your scalp to heal, allow your hair to grow back, and practice healthy things going forward. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, I may not have all of the answers, but I can definitely point you in the right direction. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. Also follow me on Instagram. For all my Facebook people, Instagram people, please follow me on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you guys have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.